Before I start, I want you to know that I am facing widespread harassment, both from YouTube and other pro Zionist media entities. That's because my last video on the Labour Party's cash for access was demonetized on shocking grounds. This was the second video that YouTube has decided to demonetize in the recent past. I was told that I was in copyright violation since the copyright of an unnamed video clip belonged to ITV PLC. I have criticized ITV broadcast and its presenters in the past, but that doesn't give them a right to target my channel on false grounds, on fake grounds. According to YouTube, ITV had claimed the copyright on my video. This was when I did not even use a single clip from ITV broadcast, even though it would have been absolutely fine for me to use reasonable amount of clip since I am allowed to use that under British law. The British law allows me to do so for the purpose of commentary, critiquing, and news gathering purposes. I had to appeal for a manual intervention, and it was only then ITV decided to release its claim. That's the level of absurdity the forces against this channel are prepared to go to. Another entity claiming for copyright of the same video is someone called Passion Distribution. So it's not one entity, but two entities are claiming copyright of the same video. I'm told Passion Distribution has claimed to own the copyright of BBC videos. So the BBC doesn't own copyright of its own videos, but a little known entity called Passion Distribution. That's what YouTube wants us to believe. Once again, I'm legally allowed to use a reasonable amount of video from BBC broadcast for the purpose of news and current affairs, commentary, and critiquing. It's been 3 days and YouTube has not responded to my appeal. This is simply extraordinary. But this is happening. What else could be the motive other than silencing me? Meanwhile, my monetization continues to be held by YouTube. Now you realize why you, the news consuming public, must support independent news platforms. We simply cannot rely on the income from these multinational corporates to run a thriving news platform. I'm grateful for your support on buymecoffee.com and Patreon for this platform. If you too think that this platform is worth supporting, then you too should become part of it. Anyway, let's return to my topic. The Labour Party gathered in Liverpool this week at their first annual party conference since forming the government. This was their first party conference after the party formed the government for the first time in 14 years. Every single member of the party's leadership, big and small, spoke at the event. But the conference was marred by the cash for access scandal, as it was revealed how the senior members of the Labour Party, including Prime Minister Keir Starmer, had accepted huge amount of donations and favours. These favours included accepting tens of thousands of pounds worth tickets to Taylor Swift's concert at Wembley, VIP hospitality at the Emirates Stadium worth hundreds of thousands of pounds, money for Keir Starmer's wife's clothing, and the list goes on. You can watch my video here. It's the same video that YouTube has demonetized. But to me, the conference truly exposed the ugly faces of some of the warmongers in the Starmer cabinet. This showed just how vile these people are, not just towards the people in Gaza, the occupied West Bank and Lebanon, but also people at home, people who voted these clowns to power. You can gauge the level of shamelessness of these clowns simply by the fact that they defended accepting tens of thousands of pounds worth freebies by misusing their status as MPs, but also warned ordinary public to swallow bitter pills through rise in taxation and removal of key benefits such as winter fuel allowances as part of their service to the country. They did both these two things with straight face, without any remorse, without any shame. Just when Chancellor Rachel Reeves was speaking, Her speech was interrupted by people who did not agree with this government's support for Israeli genocide in Gaza, the occupied West Bank, and now Lebanon. You know what happened to them? They were brutally handcuffed and removed from the venue. Reeves sadistically taunted these young individuals by making fun of them. This is the conduct of the Chancellor of Exchequer in the current government.
They paid the price for their incompetence, their dishonesty, and their rule breaking.
We are still selling arms to Israel. I thought we were voting for change, Rachel. Climate breakdown is on our doorstep. And we are still backing down.
This is a changed Labour Party, a Labour Party that represents working people, not a party of protest.
And there was a different protester a day later interrupting Keir Starmer's speech. This individual was also raising his voice on Starmer's complicity in Israeli war crimes in the Middle East.
We can see that again in the Middle East today. So I call again for restraint and de-escalation at the border between Lebanon and Israel. Again, all parties to pull back from the brink. I call again for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, the return of the sausages, the hostages, and a recommitment to the two-state solution. A recognised Palestinian state alongside a safe and secure Israel. And that's the message I will take to the UN General Assembly when I travel there later today. My sister was a... I think this guy's obviously got a pass from the 2019 conference. We changed the party.
This was in reference to the time when Labour was being headed by Jeremy Corbyn, who was hounded out on false allegations of being anti-Semitic for his criticism of Israel's rogue and barbaric regime. Did you think the Labour Party under Tony Blair and Jack Straw was bloodthirsty and passionately pursued the idea of attacking sovereign countries and killing millions of innocent people? Think again. You are in shock because this Labour Party under Starmer is determined to emerge as a bigger evil. All I can say is that God save this country. That's it from me. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so because that's one of the many ways you can support independent journalism. God bless you all.